Okay, here we are again on January 3rd, 2026. I keep saying it's the last interview. It's not. I'm here in the Sanctuary No Safe Space installation at 18th Street Arts Center in the Atrium Gallery with Mr. Josh Nelson, who is a local artist in residence. Hello, Josh. Welcome to Sanctuary. How are you doing today?
I'm pretty good. It's a new year and feels good so far.
That's great. I should mention that Josh will be coming in probably sometime next week. He will be installing his own solo show here, which will be photography of a very different nature, as I understand it. But perhaps we'll probably be speaking for approximately 10 minutes or so. Perhaps, Josh, you can share a bit about your practice and how you came to 18th Street. You've been here about 9 months. So at 18th Street, we have people who've been here, some living here for 30 plus years, and others who have been coming in the last year, as well as many visiting artists on a month to 3 month sort of rolling basis. So it's always changing and evolving. So perhaps you can tell us a bit of your story.
Sure. I actually came here because I lost my house in the Palisades fire, and I have a home studio that we had just finished building. I guess it was in August of last year, and then so I just started working in there, and I was primarily working like fine arts, photography, that sort of thing, and some digital manipulation of images. But, so yeah, we lost our house in the fire, and my wife was very, thank you, appreciate that. My wife was like, you need a place to go, you need a place to...
Get out of the house.
Yeah, get out of the house, you need something. And so we just started looking online, and this came up, and I thought, I don't know, that place seems like it's, you know, a little more sophisticated and like really like good, high caliber artists, and I just didn't feel like I was the right fit for it. But she said, well, just call and find out, like, why not? And so I called, I met with Michael and Tom, and I think that they felt that my situation was unique and that I had just lost everything, and that I shared some of my work with them, but I don't think that I had the kind of work that maybe they would normally consider for this. But I also was at a point in my career where I felt like I had sort of done what I wanted to do with the fine art photography, and I was looking for a shift, and so the timing in some ways was pretty good, even though it was an unpleasant way to get there. So what I will be installing here next has to do with the fire and just figuring out, I guess, just using my creativity and my it's hard to talk about sometimes. Sorry,
I know, of course.
It's coming up on the year.
Your voice, as it were.
So I was using photography to sort of process that loss and really also be able to express to other people how it feels to experience that. And what I'm doing is took images of the community and the house after the fire, and then I put captions of what that place was or what it meant to me.
So there's text.
Yeah, text to really give the images context, because if you see a lot of these images of like this destruction, you know, people are just like, oh, it's another image of that. But like to me and to the people that live there, that was where my kitchen was. That was where this restaurant was that we loved to go to. So that's part of it, and
you're bringing it home, as it were.
Yeah, and so I had an open studio a while back, and it really meant
Here at 18th Street.
Here at 18th Street, yeah, and it meant a lot to my wife. to be able for her to see that and to relate that, and she just
Right.
said, this is how I feel, and I think that other people will also be touched by it and maybe be able to understand it, although you can't, it's hard to be able to tell somebody
Yeah.
how you feel or like what the pain is or the grief or the loss, but so that's just one way I'm working through it, and I feel like it's great. It's a great point for me to transition from my current work, which I still do, to this, to maybe other different things and explorations.
Yes.
So I'm very inspired to be here around all these really awesome, amazing, high caliber artists, and I think it's just a transition point for me to start exploring other things and using my photography, but also maybe doing mixed media, even exploring some sculpture, just different things. So yeah.
I think it's a big ethos of 18th Street for experimenting, and it's been described as a lab for experimentation, for hybrid forms, for social practice. And it's also, I would imagine that it's significant to offer this opportunity to someone who's been through what you've been through, and to archive that moment, through your work. So I'm looking forward to seeing your show here, and we've had a few interactions just passing in the hallway, as it were, or the parking lot. It's been very pleasant. You've been a lovely addition to the community, and as you probably have picked up, the community is really what you make it. You can set up studio visits, you can disappear into the studio, you can attend the events. There's so many events that are really open to the whole community. I've had a couple folks in who are not local artists in residence or visiting artists in residence or staff. They're artist friends from different areas of LA, but they're also people who have simply taken advantage of the offerings here and love to come to the every other night Tuesday intersection presentation, which is from 5 to 7 every other night, every other Tuesday, not every other night. That would be too much even for us. So let me take this opportunity to say welcome, even though you've been here for 9 months, and perhaps you can give me a little feedback as to what it's like to be in this sanctuary, no safe space construction. It started off, I had it photographed right here in this area, the Atrium Gallery, in 2023 without the roof, and the roof has been a development, as has the forest of colored cords hanging. I'm intrigued with how it is to be inside there.
It's funny, I've been wanting to sit inside of it, but I thought like, I don't know if I should do that.
Oh,
When I
you
walk
can,
by,
of course.
It reminds me like of, I don't know, I feel like as humans, one of the things that we do a lot is we seek out shelter, we seek out shade, and there's something about being in a space like this that I feel like it sort of calms your nervous system a little bit, and there does feel that there is a sense of safety here. It reminds me, there's a playful side of it too, that I feel like it's like a fort or a tent.
Right, kids making.
Yeah, so I like that, but I'd say it's a very sophisticated and interesting way, and the patterns, the way that everything is it's just interesting. The texture, the way that it feels. I love black, so I was really drawn to the sort of dark.
Black on black on black.
Yeah, I love it.
It's heck to photograph, but it's...
I bet, yeah, no kidding, yeah. But and then when you added the sort of rainbow cords hanging from the rafters, I thought that what a great juxtaposition of the black to the, that has this sort of, reminds me of like maybe Pink Floyd's album where it's the black covered with the prism of rainbows or something, that black and the rainbow
The
together.
tension between them.
Yeah, and so I love that. And there's a very playful aspect of the chords. Like, I could imagine running through them, or a kid would be drawn to like running through the chords, and, like running through the rainbow.
Tossing them around.
Yeah, so I love it. And the chair, I'm not really, didn't really take a close look at it, but now I see there's like words on there and stuff. And
It's it's a piece from a different era of my work. It's covered with typewriter tape emulsion. So it's black, and then the black surrounds the letters that have been typed. So it's a material I love to use, and on top there is eraser tape. So when you erase, you pull off the ink. I call it the speakeasy chair. I hadn't really thought about the bar association, but that I hope people will speak easy. I
that's
needed
cool. So you actually
something
use a
in there.
typewriter to.
Yes, it's from, embedded in that is many proposals and letters and labels and, all kinds of things. I am very interested in what creates a space, what minimal, I work a lot in the book arts, and you go into another space just by reading, and the book creates a physical space as well. It's also kind of architectural. The covers are kind of like doors, and you get windows into other worlds. It's kind of held.
This has a book sort of curvature feel, like could be looking up to opening these pages or something.
Oh, that's interesting. I hadn't thought of that.
The way that there's the crease of the book, and the way that the pages sort of curve.
Right, and the way that, we're not supposed to, we often will just flip a book over to the place where we're called away, and we just turn it over, and I was always taught that's not good for the book, but something that we, often do.
I personally love books. My mom, she had books all the time, everywhere, and that's the one thing that I tell people when they want to give me a gift, they give me an art book.
Right.
I love art books, photography books, art books, any kind of book.
Just as
Philosophy.
objects, yes, and they're all interrelated. Well, Josh, it's just been wonderful. I'm so glad we were able to find this time, sort of, as I mentioned to David, ad hoc today, without a lot of planning and scheduling. You know how it is today. You actually text someone 3 or 4 times to find out what's a good time for a phone call. It used to be that you would just call people, and before that, you used to just drop by. So what's nice about 18th Street is you can just sort of drop by. You can bump into people, and magical things can happen. So I'm wishing you much more magic at 18th Street, and continued healing from the fires, and I'm looking forward to seeing your show. And may you and yours know safe space.